My hair looks like crap.
I took a shower for you, anyways. Oh, we're live. All right. Hey there, everybody. How y'all doing? Welcome back to another around 30 minutes. This is where I sit down with some wonderful people and get to know people out in the community and everything. And I have another wonderful special guest, a good buddy of mine. We will always have Applebee's together. Mm. We got Kenny Prime with me. How are you doing today, fella?
I am doing great. Day
Awesome.
off. Had a good dinner last night.
Nice. What'd you have?
Uh, I went to my grandparents' house, and you know how grandparents they always take care of.
Oh,
So it was like this sausage linguine like situation. I don't know. It was like so simple to them, but I'm like, this is amazing. So
nice, very nice. But yeah, we speaking of I told you about yeah, we have Applebee's together. When was this? This was 2016 or I think
it was probably 16. It was TFCon Chicago, the second one.
yeah, second one and everything. We got together and it was me, you, and Matt. We picked up Matt. I think was it Matt?
Applebee's was just you and me.
I thought
We
we
picked,
picked up somebody. Oh yeah, it was me and you. Then we went and picked up.
we
We went and picked up
got
somebody.
Yeah, we got a third one in the car on the way, like, because their flight was later than yours, or
Yeah, wasn't it Matt? I think it was Matt Ellis.
I think so. I think so.
He was Canadian. He was from Canada.
Yeah, it's usually what Canadian means.
Now I feel bad. I'm like, oh man, I forgot. I think it was Matt Ellis. I think it was. I apologize that I forgot. It's been 4 years or 3 years. I'm sorry, but I think it was Matt Ellis. But yeah, me and you, we went and we ate at Applebee's and everything, and then we went and picked up other guys to go TFCon and everything. That was pretty cool. Okay, I do remember that part. So, all right. So, yeah, how you been? So I don't talk to you very often. I wish I need to because you're one of the nicest guys around in the TF community and everything. So how you been, man?
Good. Just living it up here in Providence, Rhode Island. I have my fun room here. It's something
Yeah.
that we've all wanted, I'm sure, since we were kids. So, I made,
Mhm.
made my one of my dreams a reality. So
Yeah, well, that's awesome. It looks like a fun room. That's
it is
awesome.
fun, and it's bleeding into the rest of the house now. So.
Nice, nice. It's so the walls are so bright and white in there, man. Dude, it's really bright in there,
I know I do have every light on right now, but
Nice, nice. And hello to everybody that's in the chat room, saying hello, Justin, and the files of Teletron. Thank you very much for joining us. So, what I always ask for the first question is, what do you collect?
um, really anything that I like.
Okay.
It's definitely Transformers are a huge part of
Hmm.
toys for me. But when I was like one of the first things that I really liked as a kid was Lego. So I collect a lot of Lego too.
Hmm.
Um, but really just anything that kind of grabs me. I've tried to stay away from one of my favorite things being Star Wars because Star Wars is endless, and I just dabble very lightly into that. But a lot of video game stuff too. A lot of Overwatch stuff right next to me, but some comic stuff here and there. But
Yeah. I see some Street Fighter stuff behind you. I see Chun Li
yeah,
and Cammy back there and everything.
well, yep.
So you said Star Wars is endless, but so is Legos, though. Come on now.
Yeah. So the rule I kind of gave myself is I can do Star Wars Legos. I
Oh.
don't do Star Wars much of anything else. I've got a Hot Toys gin and
Hmm.
a couple other little things. But like I just I keep it to Legos, and especially after like the last few movies, I'm just kind of like, okay, it's fine now. So
Hmm.
I haven't gotten a lot. Luke Skywalker's my favorite, so he's
Nice.
kind of his story is getting closer to done. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens, but
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Excited. It comes. Is it this year? It comes out the last one or the
I think December. I think
December?
so.
I think so.
Shoot,
I think
now
it
I'm
is.
not sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I watch them, but I don't keep a close eye. You need to talk to Bubby B. He would know more about it. But I think it is this December that the last one comes out.
I believe, yeah, the Solo threw it off because that came out like in the middle of nowhere
Mm-hmm.
last year. So I'm pretty sure you're right. I think it is this year.
Cool beans, cool beans. All right. So you collect extra. Now, do you so why is it that you collect? Have you always been a collector, like as a kid, through a teenager, through your adult life? Have you always had to collect something?
Pretty much. As a kid, I took care of all of my toys. I had, Matchbox cars. I had, all the things that, you typically have as a kid.
Hmm.
But even, like for instance, Transmetal Cheetor is still the Transmetal Cheetor I got when I was a kid. Is
Oh,
like, and
nice,
he's in like perfect shape, So and Tarantulas too. I got them on Easter. I don't know how you get
nice.
presents on Easter, but they were both in an Easter basket, and they're still the
Hmm.
same ones. Um, but even going back to like my first Transformers was a Bumblebee, a G1 Bumblebee with no head and a top, and like I still have those, and they're in the same condition that they were in. They were trashed when I got them, but
Hmm.
so yeah, I was always interested in just taking care of things, I guess, and just like being nice and neat with them. Um,
Hmm.
like Transmetal Megatron, I've never got one that broke, and everybody says that he just breaks all the time, and I'm like, well, mine's always been fine. So,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I've always had something to play with, I guess.
Okay. So no chipping at all. No on the transmetal cheater. Nothing.
Nope, nothing on the Cheetor.
Nice.
The only Transmetal that I had any chipping on was a Rampage that I kind of didn't take care of. Like I ended up getting a second one,
Yeah.
and I got the Transmetal 2 Scourge, who is chipping out of the bubble, and I
Hmm.
didn't need that figure anyway. So like he's gone. I don't know where
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah. Mine are all chipping. The rat traps. The one you who Transmetal Cheetor is doing it. All mine are just. I'm just like, God dang it. And the my Dinobot, I was talking about with Tyler and Dakota. When the Dinobot, the gold one, whatever, I shake it and you can hear pieces rattling in there. I was like,
Yeah.
man, that sucks. But that's like, that's what, around that time, G2 and, Beast Wars, that's where, they tried to do that and now they're disintegrating. So,
Yeah, I know.
yeah. Oh, well, anyway. So, who is your favorite character and why is that your favorite character?
um, Luke Skywalker, definitely.
Nice.
He is such a good guy, and
Just a
at heart,
small guy.
yeah, he's just such a good guy. And like the first thing of Star Wars I ever saw, my dad showed my sister and I the movies backwards for whatever reason.
Oh, okay.
He recorded them off of Showtime or HBO whenever they were on it, like in the '80s. And
Hmm.
the first scene I ever saw was the ending of Empire Strikes Back with Luke, Leia, and 3PO and R2 looking out the glass at the
Uh-huh.
Falcon flying.
Yeah.
And like ever since then, I thought it was just like the most like amazing thing. And then so the first thing I ever saw was Luke, the beginning of Return of the Jedi, and
Yeah.
Luke just being an absolute badass and just doing whatever he wanted to do. He had the green lightsaber, was the coolest thing in the world to me, um,
Hmm.
and he just wanted to turn his dad good, and he just was good guy
Determined.
through and through. Yeah, and just I don't know. And then I watched Empire next. And then we didn't see A New Hope for years because for whatever reason we didn't have it. And then when they like
Hmm.
released them on VHS, we got to see it. But I don't know. It's just always been Luke, and I just loved Star Wars. My sister and I.
That's nice. Oh, your
Yeah.
sister likes it too. That's cool. That's really
Yeah.
nice. That's awesome. So, who is your favorite Transformer character?
I don't even
You don't
really
have
know.
one?
I don't think I do.
Oh,
I like so many different characters in so many different like mediums.
hmm.
Transformers animated or a lot like animated was great. It had a lot of good characters.
Hmm.
Some of the more kiddie shows they make, each character have to learn a lesson, so it's not so much like, oh man, they're always this and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love Optimus Prime, but I don't. I don't gravitate towards him necessarily.
Right.
Um, I don't know. I don't really have an answer for that one. It's because it's
That's fine.
different in different ones.
So, do you have a character that, like, for me, it's Starscream. Like, if I'll
Yeah.
grab anything Starscream, do you have a character like that that you usually get that you have to usually get to that?
Not really, only because I pretty much get either everything in a line or,
Mm,
cherry pick just like fun looking ones.
right.
But yeah, not really. I mean, I used to want to make it Starscream,
Yeah.
especially like when his first Masterpiece figure came out, and I was just like,
Mm,
man, this is great. And I had the Action Master one, which I thought, like when I first started like really collecting when I was like 17, 18, I was just like, this is like the G1. Like I didn't get it,
yeah.
you know
Oh
what I
no.
mean?
Yeah, I
Because
get it. Yeah, I have them.
because it was so close to it. But yeah, not really, because I just get. so many of everything. I'm trying to see if something's jumping out at me that I'm not thinking of, but yeah, no.
That's fine. That's cool. Energon X said red's your color. It is. It is your color. You like that color. That's good, dude. So, what is your favorite line to collect? Are you more like Transformers or Star? Oh, well, you said you Star Wars, but you try not to get too much into it. So, do you have a favorite line you like to collect for Transformers?
Really just the main Hasbro lines. Like I like Masterpiece. I'm a little behind, mostly on like I just want to get Masterpiece Dinobot. But
Mhm.
like that, I even got out of getting every release of Masterpiece. I was getting every single one as it came out, save like the repaints.
Yeah.
Um, but when it got to like Grapple, like I didn't get Grapple, and I don't know who else I might be missing besides Dinobot at this point. But like right now is Siege, and I know that you're loving Siege, and I am too.
Come on, man.
But yeah, I mean, the last three lines really got crapped on. I absolutely loved them. Um, but really, just like whatever the main lines were, like just the whole Chug thing is
Mhm.
Chug is life over here.
Chug is like,
You
and
know.
a lot of people don't. I mean, have ways they don't like Chug and everything, but Chug has been around since the beginning. I think, or not. Well, I guess
About
that's a good
2006
question.
is when classics came out. 2006, 2007.
Yeah. Well, is G1 considered? I mean, are they considered Chug?
I probably wouldn't consider them Chug. I remember Emily in she was calling Chug Generation 3. And it-
Hmm.
and that makes sense to
Okay.
me. It didn't really like catch on. She was like, "Oh, we should call it Generation 3." I don't really think it caught on a lot, but it made a
Hmm.
lot of sense because obviously they redubbed a lot of repaints Generation 2 and they repackaged the TV show and then
Hmm.
Beast Wars and Armada, RID, whatever was next.
Yeah.
But going back to the original look, classics, Chug was just the updated G1, so it
Yeah.
kind of makes sense that it's like a Generation 3.
Okay.
So I
That's
I
it.
wouldn't consider the G1 classics unless there's really somebody that there wasn't like a stand-in for, but they just look so different.
Yeah, they do. Okay. Yeah, that's a good way to point it. I could put it like that thing. Nice. Very nice. So, we'll talk about some other stuff. So, if you could see one last concert, any band that could be alive or passed away, if you could see one last concert, it'd be the last one you ever seen in your life. Which one would it be, and what band?
Queen,
Oh,
prob
nice.
probably them live at Wembley.
Ooh,
Believe that was after Live Aid when they put on the greatest show of all time. Um,
yeah,
but if you like, they've gotten a lot of fanfare lately because of the movie, which is I think
yeah.
a good thing. Um, but it seemed like even before that came out, like nobody really ever talked about them as being like one of the best or
Hmm.
influential or any of those things. I even took a class in high school, a history of rock and roll, and
Oh,
nothing
nice.
nothing got mentioned about Queen at all. Like the
Really?
entire, and that's been a favorite of mine since I've been alive. Um, and so like it was just like skipped over. Like we went through a lot of eras, so I'm sure that there's a lot of favorites that weren't mentioned.
Hmm.
But it's just kind of crazy to me, and I think that they're top three performances of all time. Could have been them on any given night, pretty
Oh,
much.
yeah. I mean, their type of band. When you hear certain songs, you already automatically know it's Queen. He was a great frontman. And just a great performer. And it
Hmm.
was it was really wild to watch. Him, you know, do his thing on the stage and everything. And it was really really good. I mean, it was real awesome. Good choice. Very good choice. Files of Teletron says, since Hasbro is doing great with the Siege line, I can't imagine what great figures will be after getting Siege. That's a good question. Do you think, I mean, what could they do to top Siege?
I don't know. Isn't it supposed to be the first part of another trilogy?
Yeah, I think it is of the third. Yeah. Hmm.
So I don't know where they'll go. I don't know because pretty much every line has an Optimus and Megatron. So they've
Hmm.
already made the second Optimus is coming out, and
Yeah.
the Megatron's really good. I don't know if they'll just keep going with obscure characters because that's kind of where the last what was the last one, Power of the Primes. They had
Hmm. Power Proms. Yeah.
all the kind of leftovers, and they had like all the obscure characters coming out and whatnot,
Hmm.
or characters that haven't had a figure since G1. So I don't know if there's any of those that we're just not like thinking of, like a runabout, run amok kind of those
Oh,
kind of characters. Who knows? I mean, the
nice.
last character they got was the exclusive ones, I think, of the Wheeljack
Yeah.
mold.
Well, we're getting some Iron Factory, some Legend ones. I'm really excited for, but.
Nice.
Yeah, I would not mind a some deluxe or Voyagers of runabout. So do you think maybe they might go Beast Wars? Because I think the 25th anniversary is coming up. I think. Is it next year? I think it'll be 25 years, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
2020.
Wow. Yeah.
Do you think they might go all Beast Wars?
Well, they've dabbled, and
Yeah.
I don't know. See, this is what's confusing to me about like sales is they sell things by the case,
Hmm.
and the last few Beast Wars figures like the Rat Trap, the Rhinox are a couple years old.
Hmm.
Optimal Optimus. How do they know that people are liking that? Like if they're gonna go all in on a Beast Wars line,
Yeah.
they gotta know that people are gonna buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they could go by the MP sales. I don't know if that's kind of way to go about it. I mean, I guess they could a little bit, but that could be deceiving also.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could go off. A lot of people now the collecting are their Beast Wars is their Jeep One.
Right.
So they're banking on, and I'm sure they read the boards and stuff. I'm sure somebody does, maybe not, but reads the boards and everything and say, this is what they want. They're wanting Beast War stuff.
Right.
I have no idea.
I'd be down. I think that it's done that, the community that we see the most is so into the masterpiece scale and so many
Hmm.
third party things. So we could even be a little removed from your average, toy buyer because I
Yeah,
mean the Chug line, those lines, they are for kids. The
yeah.
masterpieces for us.
Hmm.
So if they think that it'll work, that it'll sell to kids and kids will enjoy it, then they can go in any direction that they want. But I mean, I would love them for to do that as long as it stays as a good seller, so we can keep getting these
Yeah.
good toys. 'Cause
Oh
Siege
yeah.
is so good. I don't want them
Yeah.
to have a speed bump or anything. I want them to keep good and making the good
Oh
stuff.
yeah. I'm ready. They're finding Starscream and Soundwave already, and I'm ready to find them. Oh my god.
I know. I was doing a little hunting yesterday. No luck
I
yet.
did. Me too. I found the Studio Series Megatron from Dark of the Moon, which is fine. I'm excited for that too. But I was really hoping to find some new Siege stuff. But
Mm.
we'll see. So, like you said, that how would they determine? Well, kids love dinosaurs. And kids love stuff like that. So I'm thinking they might be banking on that. Like, it's 25 years. We still have the original collectors. Maybe we can get some new kids to like Beast Wars also, because
Yeah.
who doesn't love a T Rex, or
Oh yeah.
a rat or something, or a rhinox or something.
I can see some people not loving rats, but T Rex, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So, let's see, maybe so Andy John, yes, Kenny. So I guess he liked your Queen thing.
Nice.
Hello from South Texas, love your channel. Thank you very much, Strider. I appreciate that. New Soundwave and Starscream. Oh, there's Dalton. Hoping to find their cassettes. Yeah, Ravage and Laserbeak have been cited also too for Time Return. So I'm really excited. So cool. All right. So if you could have another last question. If you could have your last meal, I don't want anything bad to happen to you. I always tell this to people, but if you had one last meal, what would that be?
Um, Probably just like a good steak, like
Nice.
a good like New York strip or porterhouse, maybe with surf and turf. Get some fish in there, some lobster or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Good answer. Good answer. I love a good yeah. I don't know if y'all have. There's yeah. I went up to with Bobby and them. We ate at a Texas Roadhouse around everything. Do y'all have Texas Roadhouse in Rhode Island?
Yeah, yeah, it's around. I don't know where the closest one is. It's my friend that's driven across country a couple times. It's his
Okay.
favorite chain restaurant, so he swears by it. So he's taken me there before.
It's good. It's a good steak. I'm not gonna lie. It's a good. $15 nice ribeye. It's really good. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. Ah, and every time I exit, I'd want to eat my last one with me. Oh, you damn right, I'd eat my last one with you, buddy. So, if do you like cereal and do you have a favorite one?
I do like cereal, and it's kind of funny because I ate some cereal earlier, and I knew that you were
Nice,
gonna ask me about it because I know you asked that one.
nice.
But I had Crispix. That is one of my favorites.
Okay.
But really, any cereal that is good to sprinkle some sugar on. So
Uh,
like Cheerios, Chex, Frosted Flakes. You don't need to sprinkle it on. But I love I love too many things. This is the problem. This is the problem with collecting. I love too many things. Cereal. I haven't had one that I really didn't like.
That's good, but you're skinny too, and that really sucks. Because for me, I could eat cereal for 1 meal a day. I swear to God. I mean, breakfast I could eat it every day because it's you got crunch berries. I love Raisin Bran. It makes you fart a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
even the so-called like healthy ones, grape nuts. I love grape nuts.
yeah,
Like, who loves grape nuts? I
yeah.
don't
I
know.
love. They got a new one out. It is it's Fruit Loops and marshmallows. So it's like a Lucky Charms Fruit Loops thing. It's really good.
Interesting. So there's no bad parts. Where Lucky
No,
Charms, the regular cereal
I'm
is
telling you, it's heaven on earth, man.
bad.
It's awesome. All right, and one more last time for favorite thing. What is your favorite, like, I want to say, go-to movie? Like you could watch, like if you're flipping through the channels, you'll stop everything and watch that movie.
Yours was good, Tombstone. That is a phenomenal movie. I absolutely love that movie. Every scene is amazing. Um,
Mhm.
but if it's not that, it's definitely either the Mighty Ducks or D2 the Mighty Ducks.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow, you going like '90s style? Nice.
I watched those two movies, either or both, every single day for 2 months straight at one point.
That's good training right there, buddy.
I don't know how I did that. But it did happen. Mallrats
Mighty
was in
Ducks.
there too. Mallrats was also like the third.
Oh, nice. Good choice. That's a good one. That's like a cult classic. That's a good one. I think they're doing no, they're doing a Jay and Silent Bob, or are they doing another Mallrats?
I thought they were doing Clerks 3.
Is it Clerks 3? Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I knew they was doing one of those. I knew they was doing. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if they did another Mallrats too. Bring Ben Affleck back too, man, and Shannon Doherty.
Yeah.
Bring them all back. Let's do it. That's cool. That is really good. Good choice, man. That's a Mallrats, man. I want to go watch that again. Damn it. Damn.
I know. I want to go watch D2 right now.
Nice. Exactly. Yeah.
Let's
After
fight
we get
again.
off, we're like, I'm gonna go watch me a good movie. So if so, you do collect the main line. So what do you like about what could you how could you defend the main line to other collectors?
I just they're the best action figure you can get because they do two things minimum. Because you got triple changers, but they
Hmm.
do two things. So one thing that I can't really get into like regular action figures, like I've got a few like Avengers over here, but I like stopped buying them because they didn't do anything for me.
Hmm.
So you've got two things in there, all the engineering, all the different things that go into it, whether they've got a lot of paint or they don't got a lot of paint. Um, I just think it's an easy pickup. It's right there. It's not ginormous. You don't need a lot of space for them. Obviously, if you have a lot, you'll need space, but like masterpiece. Like I don't have space for Fans Toys Omega Supreme. You know what I mean? Like I do if I really wanted it, but like it's
Yeah.
just all of the masterpiece. Excuse me. If all of these shelves behind me were all masterpiece, oh my god.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I've got one shelf off to the side that's all the masterpiece.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know. You can get all the characters. A lot of them are done really well. They're fun to just pitch around with.
Oh yeah.
Like Trigger Happy, the headmaster that they made a couple
Oh
years ago.
yeah.
I
Hmm.
just got the Takara one a couple weeks ago, and that figure is just one of my all-time favorite figures. It's just so much fun to mess around with. Uh,
Top Spin and Twin Twist are good too. I like those.
yeah.
The
Oh
Titan
yeah.
Return.
Absolutely. When I got the top, I think Top Spin came out first. I was just because that was one of my G1 figures as a kid. I was just like in heaven.
Me too. Me
Yeah.
too.
Um, but yeah, so that's kind of where what I think about it. I do get all of like some of the criticisms, but I also think that some of the criticisms are just a little too harsh. Like they're not going to be, you know,
$100 toys.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and there are going to be some things that aren't
Some
perfect.
flaws. Yeah.
Yeah. So and that's I don't know. I guess I try not to look at everything as with I don't know
Yeah.
what phrase I'm
I
looking
know
for.
what you're talking
Like
about.
yeah, like as critical. Like I'm like, yeah,
Mhm.
it's a fun little toy.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what I do in my reviews. I try, a lot of people go to other reviewers, because they're, straight to the point and everything. But I try to give everything a fair shake, and I try to point out everything that's flaws. But there's so many times I could say there's, waffles in a transformer,
Yeah.
but people know that. So, I may overlook that and everything, but I know they're there. But and I don't, I do fault them for it. I wish that wouldn't happen. But for a $20 toy to a $15 to $20 toy, I kind of just don't, I don't grade it as high as a masterpiece because I know it's not a masterpiece figure.
Yeah. Like your sideswipe video that you just put out.
Mhm.
The video game line that side swipe was from was probably one of like the weaker lines in the past 20 years in terms
Yeah.
of quality of them and whatnot. There's
Hmm.
redeeming factors to them. That is an awesome side swipe. I love the jazz that it's from, that that shares the same mold too. So even if they have like weird ratchets or weird proportions that don't really are perfect, they're freaking robots. Like
Yeah.
it's okay. Like, it's
Exactly. There's something a little like that. And are you into the studio series? Are you at all into the Bayverse stuff?
No, so I have famously not sold anything until last year. I got rid of most of my movie stuff because I just
Okay.
realized that that was one, line that I wasn't gonna fool myself anymore. The first one was fun, and like every other movie just disappointed me.
Hmm.
I just couldn't get into many aspects of it.
Yeah.
So I've looked at them in the store and whatnot, but I'm not touching them. I'm staying away. So I'm just kind of, I can appreciate them from afar. Like that
Yeah.
Devastator, the idea that they're actually all transforming and it's eight
Yeah.
bots and stuff,
Hmm.
that's cool. I'm glad that they're doing it. It's just not for me
Yeah.
anyway.
Hey, they're pretty good. I would sell all my movie stuff just to collect studio series. Just gonna put that out there. Strider, he asked, "Do you think the Netflix will do a good Transformers?" So they are coming with straight to Netflix in 2020. What do you think? Are you excited for that, or what's your opinion on that?
I just heard about that recently, and I'm hoping if it's gonna be like the first few minutes of Bumblebee, which is the only part of Bumblebee I've seen, by the way, or like the video games, you know what I mean, along those lines. I think
Uh-huh.
it can definitely, I think it can definitely work, and I'm just hoping that it has enough legs, like the Castlevania series on Netflix, to get like
Okay.
a season two or whatnot.
Hmm.
I think people will go for it because the Machinima stuff nobody gave two
Yeah.
craps about, but
Hmm.
that Netflix is going to do better than that.
I also, yeah, I think the company they're using, they're really good designs, and they're coming out with new designs. I think I'm excited. I've always been pushing for. I think that they should go to Netflix, and straight to DVD, or not DVD, but Blu-ray, whatever, and everything, because I think that will expand the universe, the Transformer, universe and everything. So I'm really excited. I think this it's going to be a good thing for Transformers to go there.
Yeah, and they don't have to be like X-rated, like swears and stuff, but it can be
No,
a little
right.
bit more.
Prime, more like
I don't
Prime.
want to say, yeah, exactly. Where Prime had some filler episodes here and there, but like overall was like a sneaky good show.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but like they want the Transformers Rescue Bots, and is it still just called RID right now? The other show with
I
Bumblebee
think
leading.
so. No, I think it's called Cyberverse. I think it's what it's called.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So those
I
are
think I already
obviously,
ended. Yeah.
that's not necessarily for our views. You know what I mean? So like
Demographic. Yeah.
maybe the Netflix can be a little bit more of
I
that
think so. I
little
think
edge.
if they could do Prime, I think it would be a really good, because it was still childish, a little childy, but it was more darker. So I think if they
Yeah,
go that route, I think that will be a good route, to be honest.
I'm with it.
So Harvey Dent, he said, shout out to the sexiest host, whatever. He said, question for Kenny: if RC was a scantily clad statue, how many would you buy?
Just one.
Just one? Don't lie. You know you'd have a two or three over there in the corner.
I have so only got one of everything, except for one of my favorite toys, Classics Mirage.
Okay.
I have one in box, and I have like every other color, which you actually bought one under my nose at a con, the
I
clear
did.
blue one. Yeah, the clear blue one.
Oh yes, the BotCon one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna like I saw it, and I was just kind of shopping the rest of the room, and I was like, I think I'm gonna go back and get that, and then it was gone, and then somehow it was either like later that day or just later in like a review or something. I saw
Oh, I'm
that they
sorry, dude.
no, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. I'm glad it went to a good place. I'm glad that someone was buying it, period.
Yeah,
But
I got it from oh, who did I get?
I remember what it looked like. I remember what the booth looked like and everything, but I forget who it was.
It's a well-known
It's an online store, yeah.
yeah, God, who are they? Oh man, I forgot the name. It's off my top of my head, but yeah, I remember buying that. I think I was with Ace. Actually, was with me. I think when I purchased it,
Yeah.
and then yeah, I was yeah, because I was looking for that. I always I like that mold, and the blueberry thing, kind of the clear thing, kind of the translucent kind of thing. Really, always like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. The only other one I've got the Crasher, the green one in the drag strip.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't know who else they any other molds I did. I did buy I bought a knockoff not on purpose. Like it was sealed and everything, and I took it out and it just crumbled in my hands, and I was like, and
Oh,
I unfollowed the person on Instagram I bought it from, and I threw it away, and I was just like,
that sucks.
yeah.
And Harvey, Dan said you're a liar. You know you bought more than one. Come on.
I only buy one. All the other statues I only have one, Dan. Come on, man.
So how is it that Kenny Prime relaxes? Like if you're, off work or whatever, you're just sitting around the house. How do you relax and everything?
I eat. I play any number of different games. I watch. I have for years. I've said I'm a casual wrestling fan, but I think I'm more of a wrestling fan than I've like been admitting.
It sucks you in, man. It's like a soap opera for adults.
Yeah, I do not watch the weekly shows. I don't have TV, so I don't watch the weekly shows. But I watch all like the monthly like pay-per-views, and I have the network, so I'm always watching like old shows. Like
Uh-huh.
like I almost popped up like the '95 Royal Rumble today. Like
Nice.
just like
Wow,
you
that's
know,
some good. Yeah.
so that stuff. I'm playing Skyrim right now, so that's like all encompassing. But it's really just video games. Messing around with toys and taking silly pictures and eating. So.
Nice, nice. Oh, that's what I love taking pictures. I've dabbled in a little now, here and there, but I've really gotten to where that's one of my things I relax with. This is I love taking pictures, posing them and stuff and everything, and it's a good time.
Having a little floor time.
Oh yeah, love floor time, man. Come on now.
I love it.
And Danny said bad news for quarter. Okay, so I'm a Redskin fan. I don't know. Everybody knows that I'm a Washington Redskin fan, and so is Danny. He said, just want to respond to this. Case Keenum is coming. Are we getting Case Keenum from Denver? Oh my God, what is wrong with the Redskins? Anyways, make me want to drink. Um, so if you lost your collection, or let's just say if you stopped collecting right now, would you be satisfied with your collection?
Yes.
Okay, nice. That's quickly like yes.
Yeah, I'm very happy with everything that I've been fortunate enough to collect and acquire, whatever it may be.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm just I'm happy. There's always the next thing out there, and I learned
Hmm.
that from a friend of mine when I was a kid. Like he'd get a dirt bike, and he's like, yeah, well, it's not as good as this one. And then he'd get the one he's talking about, and he's like, yeah, but I really want this one. So,
Yeah,
and I've seen that among every walk of life, but it's just like there's always going to be that next thing that's just like those crazy flame toy. Is it flame toys that's doing like
hmm
the untransforming figures? Those are amazing. Don't get me wrong.
I got that one right there. There's a Tarn right there.
Oh, word! I didn't know that was one of them. Yeah, they're awesome. And unless one of us gets as rich as Tom Brady or something, like we can't do it all.
Yeah, no, they're expensive. I'm not going to get every one of them. I got the Drift and I got the Tarn. They got like a recolor of Drift coming out. He's red. He looks really beautiful, but I'm not in it. And they got some other ones coming out. I can't get them all. I mean, I'll get certain ones, but
Yeah, yeah. Like I really like the drift that MMC did, and my problem is I just start forgetting like what I want to get, and then
mhm.
so like when I go to like see what's there and I'm not seeing it like on the site readily in my face, like I forget
Yeah,
sometimes, and it's mostly because it's like I've got drifts that I like. I
yeah,
don't need that drift. You know what I mean? I've like
yeah.
I don't even know where you'd end up, which
Just
kind of
for
happened
certain
with
collectors.
yeah, which has kind of happened with like Optimus. To your question earlier, like a character that you collect, since there's a gazillion Optimuses in every line,
Hmm.
I've started to have like an Optimus, section,
Yeah,
because they're really great, and I do like them, and like I got Gaijin Rai, and like I don't really do G1 too much, but I've got G1 Gaijin Rai, and he's just kind
yeah.
of in the Optimus section.
Oh yeah, well, I
But
understand that. That's cool. So now, if you stop, like say, like you sold all your collection, would you start again, and would you change the way you collect?
I would start again, and I would probably do it pretty much the same.
Okay, nice.
Because like I said, I haven't ever really gotten rid of anything except for those movie toys and
Hmm.
some statues that because I was really close friends with some people at this toy store,
Hmm.
and they've got a few locations in the area, and still some of my best friends that don't work there anymore. But they would just show me the previews books, and I'd be like, yeah, I want that, 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 and I would
Oh
just
yeah,
buy them all. I would buy every single one, and even if it was like I never had one, but just like a random character like Squirrel Girl or something, I'd be like, yeah, give me Squirrel Girl. You know what I mean? So I wasn't like all in
yeah.
on
Oh yeah,
everything that I bought. Yeah.
I know.
So,
Oh dude,
but yeah.
nice. Okay. And Strider, he asked, "Do you guys give any love for the GoBots, or do you do any reviews of them?" Just asking. I had some when I was little, easy to transform. For me, I don't collect GoBots. I had GoBots as a kid. My mom used to get them for me, saying they were Transformers because they were cheaper. So she kind of lied to me a little bit, just a little fib. Everything. But I don't collect GoBots anymore. And I do not review them. So, and Kenny, do you even do review? I mean, have you ever thought about doing reviews or anything?
I've thought about it at times, and you know, I think everybody does a good job that I see out there, and I wouldn't bring too much more to the table. I don't think I tend to ramble a lot,
Oh,
so
come on, man.
I don't know. I've just stayed away from it. I just kind of stick to the photos.
Gotcha.
But in terms of GoBots, I've only ever owned one, and it was when I was a kid. It was another one of those hand me downs, and it
Yeah.
was like the silver Porsche. And then like when you transform the top like the windshield and side windows, like that's the head, and he had like green, slit
Huh.
eyes
I
basically.
don't
And
remember that one.
I found out later, excuse me, I found out later that it was a GoBot. But it just never did anything for me,
Yeah.
outside of Transformers. But
Nice. Yeah, they are easy to transform.
yeah,
And follow Teletron 3 asks, "Will you guys be getting Siege Leader Optimus Prime?" I will. I
absolutely.
definitely think Kenny will too. Also,
Yep, absolutely. I
and
love
that
that the original Cybertron or Galaxy Force Prime
uh,
is like one of the best toys.
yeah, it's
So
good. It's good.
100%.
But the Siege Prime that came out in Voyager is a very good Prime too. It's one of my favorites now.
Yeah, he's done well. I was iffy because that same toy store, like they mark up things a little bit, because they're a smaller store, and they were
Hmm.
selling them for $40, and I was like, man, do I really want to get that Prime? Like, I love Classic Prime. I love the Power of the Primes with the Orion packs in the middle. Like, I'm like, do I
Hmm.
really want this one? And then I got it, and I was like, okay, yeah, I really wanted that one.
Yeah, nice, nice. So, if you owned your own third-party company, what would be your first release, and what scale would it be?
um, it probably it'd probably be the first thing that pops in mind is a masterpiece sized transmetal Cheetor.
Oh,
Because I
nice.
love that toy.
That's out of left field. I think it would do well because nobody's even thinking about doing that one.
You know what's funny is the argument was always, third party. They won't know how to do like fur, textures and whatnot. And I
Hmm.
understand that because that could be tough. But
Yeah.
why didn't they go to Transmetal? Because that's the best line ever in toys history, and it should be easier. Like he doesn't have any crazy, the engineering is already done for you.
Hmm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You just have to make a good looking, look, and you could do the chrome. Like they've done chrome looks, but it's not the chrome, lately.
Hmm.
So it won't chip or whatnot. So I don't know. I feel like the Transmetal line should be an easy tackle
Oh
for
yeah,
any of those companies. So, but
I
anyway,
would think so too. I think so. So, are you a Beast Wars fan or a G1 fan first?
it's I don't know. I see. I was born in '87, so I started like
You
actually.
missed, yeah.
Yeah, I started to like know what I was watching on TV when I was like 4-ish. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? And so that's when G2 was on. So I watched that, and then Beast Wars was amazing. So I'm right smack dab in the middle. I didn't collect G1 the toys really so much. I had a handful.
Yeah.
Um, and I always wanted the gold Bumblebee, and I got it like years
Oh,
later. You know
Goldberg?
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, not Goldbug, the gold
Oh.
G2 Bumblebee, like the Transmetal one.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I'm sorry. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. And so like just little things like that because I had the little card. It had Optimus with the black trailer. It said Optimus, and it
Yeah.
had
Uh-huh.
not one of the regular jets. It was the blue jet, and I never had him. But I saw him later on at a toy store, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm glad I didn't have him. He's a piece of garbage."
Nice.
But but I don't know. I'm right in the middle. Like I love Beast Wars so much, and a lot of people don't. And I know it's like a lot of people's G1, etc. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I love it all. I love it all.
Oh
Like
yeah. No,
Beast Wars is huge. Is
yeah,
huge for me.
I know how you're feeling there. So where
Yeah.
I know you've been on Stasis Lock a couple times. Why are you not a regular on Stasis Lock?
I just kind of it was tough with my work, to be on
Okay.
every week for the most part, and I love all those guys. You know what I mean? Chris is, I've known him for
Oh
years
yeah.
now. And so I started it. I started Stasis Lock with
Mhm.
Chris, and then we got like more and more people. But it was just tough for me to like be on every week. I really liked it, but
Yeah.
it was just tough to do it all the time. So
Yeah.
whenever I'm able to do something like this, it's a lot of fun.
Cool. That's understandable. That's fine. Files asked, also, will you guys get Siege, Skyfire, and Mirage? Dude, I'm all in on Siege. So anything you ask for Siege, I'm getting. So
Yep, same here.
I'll tell you right now. Yeah. So yeah, definitely getting Skyfire. Mirage, he was probably one of the weaker ones that were shown with all those. But I'm still gonna get it. So,
I like him. Yeah, even with I don't know if they were part of what part they were, but like the Combiner Wars Mirage, like I got that to be an arm for somebody. I thought I didn't
yeah.
really like that toy for him, for instance. You know what I mean? But I liked it for to be an arm on like the White Prime chest, and so I've got that over there. But yeah, I'm really down for really every release. Even that bad Jazz, the Combiner Wars type Jazz that people crap on. I like it, and
Oh, the Power of the Proms?
yeah,
No, yeah, that was terrible. That was trash.
it's not the best. It's not
I
the
didn't
best,
like it.
but
It didn't
I'd
look
be
like
down.
Jazz. Yeah, I wasn't impressed. I love Titan Returns, and Combiner Wars was fine. They kind of got a little, stupid with the redo and everything. Power of the Primes, I wasn't really impressed with a lot of stuff.
Mm.
I don't know, but
I felt like they could have had a few more molds for the combiner, for the limbs or
yeah,
even the chest. They had what, three chests? You know what I mean? Like three chest
yeah.
bots. You can have a couple more than that. Like I get you want to get your money's worth with the repaints, and like I don't blame them one bit for that. But like
Yeah,
it
exactly.
was a little much. Yeah.
Exactly. Harvey, he went, you're not on say slot because you're on, it's that damn escalator, man. Damn escalator, man. And who's down for barricade? Oh, I am definitely. Definitely. I love the barricade looks. I like the proud one, but the barricade I think looks better, to be
And
honest.
they're clearly gonna make. I mean, we knew it was gonna happen anyway, but that barricade is smokescreen,
Yeah.
so we'll get a
Oh yeah, yeah.
smokescreen too.
Most
Yeah.
definitely. Definitely. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Um I don't have any other questions, man. Oh, no, I do. Yes, I do. Golly. So, what would you like to see from Transformers? Transformers been around for 35 years. What would you like to see to keep it going another 35? What could make you interested in Transformers till you're into your 60s or 70s?
That's a really good question. I guess just the reinvention of things like Prime did.
Mhm.
It would. I doubt it can ever happen, but it would be great to have a show with as many characters as G1 had, because G1 had, I mean, all cartoons back then, they had a million characters, to sell the toys of.
Mhm.
Like GI Joe did it too with, so many different characters, and you're gonna have a spotlight episode about, certain ones. So, and then Beast Wars kind of changed the game when they made it like a smaller team, and you had multiple highlight episodes about multiple characters and whatnot.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
But I always kind of go, to that where, a line of toys. Like I'm looking at the Prime right now, and it's like, okay, there, how many Optimuses were there? How many Megatrons were there? And it's like, I think that's why one of the reasons why Chug is so good, because they made the Slug Slinger. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Like
Hmm.
who would have thought we would have gotten a Slug Slinger? But I think that's sort of where comics had stepped in, because the IDW was so good, and I haven't read it in a while. But
Hmm.
and it was, the Lost Light crew, and you didn't like, nothing against Optimus, but like you didn't deal with Optimus's situations. It was just, oh, there's just a ragtag group of nobodies, all hanging out, like doing something. You know what I mean? And I say that,
Yeah.
because obviously Hot Rod's there and Ultraman is there, but yeah, so like that was so refreshing to see, and it's not just shoving it down our throats, Megatron, Soundwave, Optimus. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So that was really cool, and I think that's one of the best things that Beast Wars did. Not, here's another red truck. Even though it
Yeah.
was immediately after Transformers, and it wasn't like they needed a reboot or anything at that point. But
Hmm.
I don't know. I just changing it up a little bit here and there. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be, oh, the leader's, not Optimus Prime anymore. Leader is new guy number one. Just like a random name, and just like
Yeah.
he's the leader just because you're telling me he's the leader, or
Yeah.
uh, so because that could be tough. That could be a culture shock, having all new characters with all new names, and nobody's
Yeah.
related. You don't know who they are. So, but yeah, just kind of, I don't know, keeping it going. You know what I mean? Like I think Siege is a good refresh to have like the Cybertronian alt modes kind of thing.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So something like that.
Well, that's another question. Would you be interested in new characters? Like I've asked, would you like a clean new slate? Bad versus good still, but a whole new set of characters. Would you be down for that?
I would be down. I don't know how many other people would be down, to keep whatever medium going, whether it's toys, fiction, whatever. I'd be down for it. I guess because Beast Wars made me down for it. Because
Yeah.
we all knew Optimus at that point. Um, but yeah, so I'd be down. I what I would like a little more, and they do it like slowly here and there, but like Windblade. Like they made Windblade a few years ago. Now she's on the Cyberverse show, so that's good.
Mhm.
I haven't watched a minute of it, so I don't know if it's good, bad, or indifferent. But characters like that, like Arachnid, was a cool character in Prime.
Okay. Yeah.
They made a horrible figure of the only bad figure in that entire line. I
It
swear.
was trash.
Third party, get on just her and leave and put it in the scale of Prime, and it'll be great. Um,
Exactly.
but yeah, so something like that, like the Windblade, kind of character that's not really around, or an actual Drift, not the orange samurai, with the
Okay. Yeah.
long, you know what I mean, like because he's Drift, it's fine, but like give me the white and red, Drift or whatnot. So, which if they did, I'm sorry, and I haven't seen it, um, but yeah, so I don't know. That's kind of I think the comics, as I learn more about like UK uh G1,
Yeah.
versus like US G1 in the comics, it's like whoa, there was like two completely different histories here,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
every time I read or watch a video on something, I learn more and more. So it's which is cool. Um, but I think comics are underrated by me in terms of like I need to read more of them to kind of keep up with
Yeah. I
things.
like to get back. I like to get into comics and thing. I went actually to the comic shop yesterday and I found some lost lot stuff and everything, and I was like, I may get them, but I may go back and get them, but I don't know. But I used to read comics in the mid 2000s. I read a lot of them, and I like to get back into that stuff. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, I usually ask, where do you see your collection in 5 years?
Um, it'll be this more but better, the same but more.
Yeah.
Just getting whatever the new lines are, trying to keep up with some of the Beast Wars MP for sure. Um, if they're making a lot more like of the upgraded ones, like the Bumblebee and the Prime, like I'm not sure how deep I'll get into that because I do like the sideswipe, masterpiece and whatnot.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
get what they're doing there, so I'll probably dabble in all that too. Um, but yeah, just more of the same for the most part.
Nice. Cool. All right. Well, I think we've been over 30 minutes, and that's fun because I had a wonderful time, dude. It was a great time, dude. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule, man. It was an honor to have you on, man. I wish I would have got you on sooner.
Oh no,
But
thank you,
last
thank you.
camera and everything. Tell everybody where they can find you and your photo, your Instagram, all that good stuff, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so pretty much the only social thing I use is Instagram, and it's just Kenny Prime, which is
Mhm.
after a Sentinel Prime in my head. So
Yeah.
it's a picture of Sentinel Prime from animated, and it has been since the first day I put on Instagram.
Nice. Cool. All right.
But that's pretty much it there. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, dude, thank you once again. I really appreciate it. And thank you everybody that came in and watched and everything and asked questions and everything. It was, I love doing this. It's fun. Get to, I know these people, most of the people that I talk to, I know these people, but to actually hear their, different, thoughts and everything about the questions I ask, it's an enjoyment. And I love doing this. So, once again, thank you so much for coming in. And thank you, everybody. Go hit that like button. It helps the channel out. Go down there and sub if you haven't. And I guess I'll see you on the next around 30 minutes. And as always, hell has, bro. And good night, folks. Yay.